Years ago, I bought a boat with the intent to become a liveaboard and to fulfill my childhood fantasy of being a swashbuckling pirate. Little did I know of what that would entail. Join me on a grand adventure of preparing the boat and starting the liveaboard lifestyle. And now, the whiskey's been refilled. Let's have a drink. All right, so it's another whiskey day, and today's topic of discussion, as soon as I finish prepping my drink here, today's topic of discussion is the Falcons Revenge. So, what I want to talk about today is the Falcon's Revenge, what she means, what she represents, and ultimately my ongoing plans for her. So, the Falcon's Revenge is the culmination of a long-standing dream I've had, which encompasses both retirement and to satisfy my need for prepping. I have a little bit of a doomsday mindset, I'll admit it. And how I combat that is by having essentially a self-sustaining boat. The only thing I would need to stock her with and come ashore for is food and fuel. But minimizing the fuel needs and the food thing, it means that you're only coming ashore when you absolutely have to, and you're stocking enough to stay out for extended periods of time. Right now, the goal is to try to be able for her to carry a month's worth of food, and I get around this with several resources I'm currently building into the Falcon. Her power system, which is currently solar, overly engineered solar, and I'm going to augment that with wind. So she'll be able to generate all the power I need for anything. I also intend to install a water maker on board, so that necessity of life is taken care of. So minimizing the need for storage space on it. If you're making your own water, you don't need to have more than a 30-gallon tank on board. You make enough water to fill the 30-gallon tank. When you get down to a set amount, generally it's beneficial for water makers to run every couple days. So you're kind of every couple days topping off your water supply. So you don't need to have a huge reservoir of it, which means I can devote more space to the storage of the fuel on board. She uses gasoline, common occurring fuel. So I can stockpile an adequate amount of fuel and not have to worry about also stockpiling an adequate amount of water. And you don't run into things like water rationing and various things. You can hose the boat down with fresh water to keep the salt and corrosion in control and not have to worry about using your drinking water. Things like that. So that's solving the prepper side of my needs. But at the same time, she's my retirement platform. Everybody has some idea of what they'd like to do when they retire. This has been a lifelong dream of mine. I'm carrying it to the nth degree by having a boat large enough for me to live on. She's not a weekender. She's not a cruiser. I mean, she's a lot of things for me. Some people buy a cottage and they plan to go retire to the cottage and land. Mine is I'm going to retire on a boat and travel around If I get the urge to go someplace, I go. So that's what it is. It's a retirement plan. I don't want to rot away in some retirement community in Florida. I plan to actually do stuff. But at the same time, there's the prepper side of me that says, everything's hit the fan. Let's get out of here. Boats in general are highly secure. You can pull away from shore, and there's your defense. So even power boats are good for those kind of things. I chose sail because the amount of fuel that I can carry on board, although is enough to do a lot of things, I extend it by sailing. And even the auxiliary engine that I carry on board for the dinghy is capable of pushing the Falcon, moving the Falcon around, and it's an electric outboard. So once again, that power generation would allow me to utilize an engine and still conserve fuel. If I'm just going into a marina or something, the electric outboard has more than enough power for me to maneuver around inside a marina and dock and everything. I don't need to waste fuel. So the engine fuel is reserved for the times when you really need an engine, or I need a lot more power than what the electric outboard is. It's not capable of moving the boat at tremendous amounts of speed, maneuvering speeds and everything. But if I need engine power to move out of a dangerous situation or go faster or something along those lines, that's what the Falcon's primary engine is for. So this is what the Falcon is. This is why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. Stay tuned for a future episode about the solar arch. I've got it fully installed, except for the control module, which is it's going to be its own separate video because of the complex nature of it, wiring it into the battery bank. But the mounting of the solar panels and everything, that's up and going to be part of a future episode. So I just kind of wanted to review what the Falcons Revenge is for me and what it means to me and why I'm doing some of the things that I'm doing. I've had her for a couple years now, and I've been slowly refitting her. Like, she has a refrigeration unit on board, so I'm capable of refrigerating food and even freezing it if I wanted to. It's that capable, and that's an elaborate system in itself. I'll have an episode on the refrigeration on board the Falcon. But I've never really told you what she is. This is my retirement plan. This is my exit strategy. This is my prepper plan. It's all of these things in one. It meets all of these needs. If I never need the prepper side of her, great. The world is doing awesome. I'll just go and spend some months in a tropical location, and then I'll come back. That's what she's for. If the world does go to pot, I'm in survival mode. The Falcon will take care of me, as well as a compound that you see in on television and stuff like that. Yeah, capable of maneuvering me around. I take all my supplies with me. She's very secure, and because of the sailboat and the electric engine, she's very quiet. So I appreciate you spending some time having a drink with the Dread Pirate Mustache and letting me tell you what the Falcon's Revenge is for me. If you'd like to know more or have questions about the Falcon's Revenge, leave me a comment down below. I respond to everything, unless it's nasty. Don't make it nasty. But tell me what you think. Tell me what you'd like to know. I'll be more than happy to respond. Hey, thanks for watching. As always, please subscribe, Hit the bell notification if you want to know of new content, and may the winds always be at your back.